Yeah, I pretty much agree. Like, I don't. It is negligent at its highest form. Like, and like people don't understand that. People are saying, "Oh, we didn't need." Like, I didn't feel like we needed Manny. Do you know what I mean? Like, I really like. I love Manny, and I loved everything he did, and he was really like instrumental in a lot of our success. But we didn't need him because I was under the out stupid of me. I thought we're going for a different way of playing. Like we got in Nunes, we got in Darwin Nunes, who at the time when we got him, I was like, but then I was like, I came around to it. I thought we've actually got a number 9. We've got Carvalho. We've got people that can create like in a 10. And I thought, you know what? If we change the style of play and we change slightly, we tweak slightly, because at the end of the day, we can't continue to play exactly the same way when our main thing is gegenpressing, is being on the front foot, and you've used the same components. Like, they're human beings. They don't have all the running in their legs is done. So I'm like, we can't continue to play that way. So we're going to play a different way. Little did I know that no, we're going to play the exact same way with. And I think, and you sold the most important player in that system, doesn't fucking make sense. Like, the patterns of play that we play are shocking. We play the best. We play the best form of football in our experimental stages. Like, when we're just, that's the best. But our go-to is just crossing and
what we're saying, freestyle football. Is that what we're saying? Freestyle.
No, bro, it seems like freestyle football is when we actually play, when we're actually like, because some of we play some nice bits of football, but generally speaking, it was just dead. I'm like, what's going on here? Like,
do you think, Saint, that maybe this is a situation of Liverpool? I don't like using these words because they use too much on Twitter, but like, have Liverpool to a degree been found out? And because a couple of your players, the system has been used so regularly, certain players are past it and old. You then have an element of the new guys coming in, because Diaz looks really good and he really helped you last year. But what I felt about the last month of the season and the first opening month of this campaign is, how I would describe his performance is all fur coat and no knickers. There's a lot going on, but there's nothing at the end. And I know he's hitting the post, but hitting the post is not on target. It's almost like you don't have someone finishing off these moves. Is that a system issue? Is it a confidence issue? Is it a combination of is the personnel? Is the quality of your team now just not as good as it was 2 or 3 years ago? And we're just seeing that, or is it a combination of everything? Like, what do you think is leading to this, guys?
You're saying just found out. Bro, we're not just found out. Like, we've got fucking Pep Linders showing people, like, yo, this is what we're doing. Like, this is exactly how. Like, this is what we're doing. Like, and we're the same shit. We haven't actually changed anything.
This ain't the game for that, though. I was there to say we had issues today. We had issues that I'm going to sit there and point fingers at Klopp, Pep Linders, and Peter Kravitz, or whatever his name is, for them subs. What the fuck is James Milner doing coming on at right back? What is he doing there? What's he doing there? Why? Trent was our most creative outlet on that right-hand side, and you're taking him off for Milner. But when it comes to the attack and when it comes to scoring goals, I can't point many fingers, because at the end of the day, we hit the fucking post 4 times.
But it's not on target, Tom. It's not on target.
Don't even give me that argument. We hit the post 4 times and Pickford saved 2 of them onto the post. There's not much more.
So Tom, did you think in that game that the goal was coming? Did you think like, oh, you know what, the goal's definitely coming? Did you honestly think that with
in spells,
but they were minimal spells, bro.
Goodison, we don't dominate Goodison. This is what we very, very, very rarely dominate away at Goodison. They come there to ruin what we do. And today, they were very successful at ruining what we do. But we were very unlucky, in a sense, to not score. We hit the woodwork with Nunes. We hit the woodwork with Diaz twice. We hit the woodwork with Salah. And Tsimikas should have scored. That's 5 chances where I'm sitting there going, we should have scored. But Pickford had a blinder.
Chances.
They're not half chances.
Tom, I didn't think I honestly cannot sit here and be like, we outplayed them and they came with the rugby tactics. At times, they had their breakaways was far better than ours. Like, they were actually playing
their breakaways were better when we brought Milner on. Their breakaways from corners were fantastic when we had James Milner on the pitch and he couldn't tackle to save the life.
Tom, I guarantee you, every single LFC fan was thinking that Everton were going to play dirty, they're going to play rough. They actually played football. And they played well. At times, they outplayed us. And that is an issue.
At times, at times, listen, Terry was too kind to you, man. He has to be because he's the host. You, man, were ass. You guys were terrible.
Thank you.
Like, you guys were not good. Everton were better. They deserved to win. They deserved to win 2-3-1 or something like that.
No.
Yes.
We still had chances as well.
Yeah, but they had better
ball in the back of the net.
Ram, I'm sorry, no, Ram. They had better chances than you. If they
what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean? What do I mean? Mupai
missed an open goal. KJ
Mupai missed so many good chances to play football. Like flipping, Demarai Gray had some decent opportunities that he messed up.
Yeah, KJ, we hit the post 4 times. We hit the post 4 times.
And you acted like Everton didn't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Everton were better than you.
We should have won as well.
No. Everton were better than you today.
No,
Everton were better than you today. And for Liverpool Football Club, you can't be sitting here and saying, "Oh, we almost did good and we should have." No. These games, these derbies, especially with the gap. This ain't Everton where they're challenging for top 4. This ain't Everton where they're challenging for top 6. This is Everton relegation battle Everton, and they're better than you in the game. No, I don't want to hear about we have chances to win.
Saying that
should be winning
an
this
issue?
game.
We're saying it's an issue that our forwards cannot convert their chances. Luis Diaz with that shot. I'm sorry, that should have been
listen, you can talk about your forwards all you like. What's happening with your midfield? What's happening with your defense?
Look
at the way they run through
the midfield is ropes because we've got no one. We've got injury-prone players we've got about 6 injury-prone players in that midfield. So we're playing Elliot Carvalho for Fabinho State, which on paper looks fantastic. Look at all the ball retention. Look at all the creativity. It's not lasting. It's not lasting against the midfield 3 of Onana, Davies, and Iwobi. They're going to get battered everywhere. And we saw it today. Carvalho had to go off at half-time with an injury. So when I'm sitting there looking at that game today, there are multiple issues that you can call out. There are multiple ones. Left back, Kostas Tsimikas. I didn't think he was fantastic today. I thought this was his chance, and I didn't think he was fantastic. I thought the midfield was ropes. I did not agree with the substitution of James Milner. But when I look at the attack, I can't sit there and go, you should have scored the chances you had, because that Diaz one should not really be going on target when he's got 3 defenders in front of him. The Núñez one, he's at such a tight angle, it shouldn't be going on target. The Salah one, it's a wonder save from Pickford to get right down in the corner and push it just onto the post. There's not much I can see with that attack where I'm going, that's
I think what happens with games like today, though, because of how poor your results have been in previous games, results like today hurt more, because you shouldn't be getting beat. We're drawing with Fulham, dropping points to Palace. With the full Man United were in, you knew you all went into that game thinking you were going to walk all over us. It then makes this draw, which you've drawn. Isn't this something like the 8th or 9th time you've drawn in the last however many years that you've drawn 0-0 at like Goodison? These things happen. Look, I want to go to I'm going to go to you, Zane. I've also got Neeks and David and Samuel and Rom's backstage. We're going to do a bit of a rotation soon as well. I want to speak about the red card a little bit as well, because the red card, the more I look at it, and maybe I'm being a little bit biased, but the more I'm looking at it and thinking to myself, it is a madness the man didn't get sent off. Just showing you this. I can't show the video footage, but I can scroll this bar down slowly. Like that there is a red card. Like that's
just full.
It's easy to isolate it like that.
I'm sorry, but that tackle happens about once every 2 weeks. But if we were given red cards every 2 weeks, it's finished. At the end of the day, he's went for the ball, and Onana's just touched it past him. I'm sorry, but you can't look at that and say that is a guaranteed red card. The way I see that, if he gives the red card, there's very little chance it gets overturned. But that's a yellow card, especially in a derby.
And even in the game, if you're watching the game, even in the game, people were like, "Oh, it was strong." People were like, "Oh, it's strong in the game," but no one was like, "Oh, it was a red card in the game." Like,
no, what it is. You know what I'm saying? You man are lying to yourselves. You know what I'm saying? You're lying to yourselves, because if that was the other way around, if an Everton player did that to one of your players, I know at least 3 of you are screaming for a red. That's how I know you guys are lying.
But KJ,
that's how I know you guys are lying.
KJ, if a Bournemouth player does anything close to that, I'm screaming for red because it's against my team. If I'm putting an objective hat on that, that is on the borderline of it. That is on the borderline where if he gives a red, VAR isn't going to overturn.
That's a red card.
And subjectively, everything in this forum right now is going to look like that looks bad now. Like, but in the game,
tackles were flying around. Anti Taylor weren't giving out yellow cards that often.
Do you know what? Did you not watch BT Sport, right? Because they had the referee on afterwards to explain why it wasn't a red card.
What did he say then?
And basically, what they said is how they judge it is where the impact of the force lands ultimately. So if it's the foot, it's a yellow card. If it's the shin, it's a red card. However, when the actual weight of his body was on the other player, it was actually on the foot. That's the reason why the referee said.
See, you're even struggling to explain what was said, but it's a red, fam. This is how I know
it wasn't. The ref by the law.
You're there stuttering, trying to explain why it's not a yellow, fam. It's clearly a red card. Bro. If that was any other player, I'm sorry, it's a flipping red. And because my man's called Virgil van Dijk, fam, they look at him like,
the agenda, bro.
The aura, man defends with aura, and it's like, nah, we can't send him off. You know what I mean? It's Van Dijk. It's Van Dijk. He has been poor this season. And these mistakes will rack up, and I guarantee you something like this will happen.
And Cager, every single one of us has called him out for his mistakes this season.
Bro, who said I didn't say you didn't call him out? I'm just stating facts.
Yeah, but
he's been poor,
KJ,
and in this
he
moment,
has been, but you're doing too much now, man.
Because
we saw challenges like this last season, and they were giving yellow cards.
A bag of them. Tom is right. If we were giving red cards for that type of challenge, and you have to look at things like this is the thing. A lot of people look at these things. They don't watch the match. They just look at things in isolation.
I don't know about all of you, but I know some of you backstage and some of you on the screen. When Scott McTominay made a very similar tackle in a game a few weeks ago, you were all saying red should have gone, and it was absolutely identical. And every Man United fan I spoke to said lucky to get away with it. It's funny how Van Dijk gets a different view, but most of the audience are saying red. Most of the people on Twitter are saying red card. A few Liverpool fans are agreeing with it, but there we go. Listen, Rams and Saint, thank you both very much for coming on and having your say. I'm going to rotate the panel a little bit.